Yes, welcome back to Football Heritage TV. Sava here. It is the morning after, the night before, where Tottenham Hotspur have gone 2 points clear at the top of the Premier League after all the teams have played 9 games. Even better than that, Tottenham have the chance to go 5 points clear if they beat Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park in the Friday night live game. So a 4-day turnaround for Tottenham, which is crazy. We're used to these kind of 7, 8, 9, 10-day turnarounds. But the chance is there. Tottenham are flying, and Ange Postecoglou has amassed the most points ever from a new manager in the first 9 games of a season. This is absolutely fantastic. Spurs are flying. It wasn't completely pretty. It wasn't the best football we've seen all season. There was some negative parts to it, but in the main, it was quite comfortable. It was almost a training game at times. I felt like we had so much time on the ball at the back with Romero, with Van der Ven, with Højbjerg sitting there deep. And then when we went forward, it was fits and bursts. Wasteful, you could say. But again, the first 15 minutes, it was a bit like Luton. We came out the traps. We were on fire. We came out the traps and we looked like we could have had the game 3 or 4-0 up within the first 5 to 10 minutes. That's not always how football works, though, and you do have to keep pushing. However, Spurs, we kind of let Fulham creep back into the game, I thought, after the first 15 minutes. Fulham started to get their foot on the ball a little bit, started trying to find that counter-attack. And there were a couple of moments where Romero, who was brilliant last night, had to step in and make a couple of really good tackles on the likes of Willian, who I thought had quite a good game. But after that, we then wrestled it back and it was then all Tottenham Hotspur again. And we started to show why we're a good team and why we're going to be in that top 4-5 of the Premier League this season. And we'll get back to where Spurs are going to finish soon. But before we do, we'll continue talking about this game. We got the goal. It was, again, through high pressing. This has been a theme of Tottenham Hotspur this year. The high pressing, the high energy, everything that is completely different to last season, where we didn't do all of these things. The pressing was brilliant. The ball was won. Richarlison played it first time into Son. And Son, you'd think, just tap it home, just whack it home. But he had a lot to do when you look at it back. His footwork, getting it away from the defender, one touch. And then that's a Son goal, isn't it? That's a trademark Son goal. If ever you were going to look at the Tottenham captain in the dictionary and say, what is Son? That goal is what Son is. A beautifully bent corner, shot into the top corner, and it was Tottenham 1-0. Then you think to yourself, can we grab a second? Can we put this game out of sight? We nearly did. We had multiple chances. We couldn't quite make that breakthrough. Never mind. We got into half-time, 1-0, dominating. And what we said during our watch-along was, get the second. The second goal really does kill Fulham. Fulham are a decent team, tidy, work hard, well-organised. But do they have the quality to come back from 1 down, let alone 2 down? Well, we saw the answer. We came out second half and immediately, Tottenham Hotspur put them to the sword. Again, great pressing. This time the ball bounces into Son. First time pass into Maddison. And Maddison with his first goal at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, or White Hart Lane as we like to call it. And the game was out of reach. Or so we thought. Because after that, it got a bit sloppy. Players getting tired, you would expect that. It's the same 11 every week. Players get tired. It's a pressing game. It's a high-octane, high-energy pressing game where the legs are going to get tired. You saw it with Sarr, the doggy. His legs were going. You could see it with Son, with Maddison. And Postecoglou switched it up, and I think he needed to. But what we did see is you do see the drop-off when Sarr came off the pitch. When Maddison came off the pitch, when Son came off the pitch, the drop-off is huge. And Fulham started to play a bit. Now, they're a counter-attacking team from what I saw yesterday. Lots of quick transitions from them. And they had a couple of chances. That would be my slight concern from yesterday. Not a huge concern, but my slight concern would be that we did give up a number of chances like we did against Luton and Arsenal and Liverpool. But it's to be expected, right? The way we play, it's to be expected. You're going to give away chances. The way the Barcelona team of old that dominated and played high-octane pressing football, you could always get at them. Of course you could. Most of their players are in the other half. Man City, same thing, same principle, same ethos. You can get at them. But that would be my slight concern. You had Harry Wilson through on goal, should have done better. You had Jimenez through on goal, should have done better. Iwobi had a couple of chances, should have done better. But all in all, let's be brutally honest, it was quite comfortable, wasn't it? It was. And it was a professional performance. All I said before the game I want to see is a nice professional performance. Get these games out the way. Because whilst I know a lot of you think I'm negative because I don't think we're going to win the title, I don't think we'll be in a title race when the going gets tough and when the injuries settle in. But I do think we're going to get Champions League football. And we'll come to that in a minute. But to get Champions League football, to be up there at the end of the table, at the end of the season, to be fighting in and around after January where the legs are heavy and suspensions are kicked in and injuries have kicked in. You've got to get through these games, the banana skin games. And we did it perfectly. But what did Postecoglou have to say about it? Before we talk about where Spurs can finish, what did Postecoglou have to say about it? As you can see here, Postecoglou said, it was a good result. Fulham are a tough team to break down. In the first half, he handled it pretty well. Nice and calm. With the chance we had, probably should have had a second and a third. Absolutely. Agree with everything he said so far. The second half wasn't great for us. We didn't play anywhere near the levels we can with the ball. Without the ball, we were excellent in terms of pressing. With the ball, we were really, really wasteful. We've been really consistent this year, and that's probably the worst 45 minutes with the ball we've had. If you're off just a little bit, let me bring that up. If you're off just a little bit, I've been around long enough to know it will drag you down pretty quickly. We didn't stay true to the football we want to play and took some liberties with the game, which I wasn't happy with. On Maddison, he added, it was great for Madders on the back of his working hard defensively, which is part of the game we've really impressed on him this year. With the ball, we know what he can do. He's really creative. First half, we were really good. I was really happy with the way we stayed patient and waited for our opportunities to open them up, and Madders was key to that. Now, I don't disagree with that. I agree with him completely. I know there are fans that don't allow you to have that opinion. I saw it on my show last night. I saw it on my show this morning. If you dare to say that we weren't that good second half, we were wasteful, people get really angry with you. But our manager's saying it. The manager has said it. The worst we've played all season in that second half. I agree with him. It wasn't pretty. But you know what? It's good to get over the line. Can you do that consistently? That's the interesting thing. I'll leave that with you guys. So, for me, where can Spurs finish this season? Look, no doubt it's been an absolute flying start to the season. We've done fantastically. 7 wins, 2 draws, no defeats, 23 points. But again, I'm going to show you this because before, the reason why I never, ever get carried away. This is the reason why, people. I don't get carried away. And this is why. If you look at the Premier League table here, yes, we've started fantastically. Yes, we're top of the table. But the gap from first to fifth is only 4 points. It's 2 games. It's 1 game to Arsenal, to City and to Liverpool. Newcastle United and Brighton and Man U are sitting right there as well. So it's been a fantastic start to the season. It's brilliant. No one thought we'd do this well. I always wanted Postecoglou, and I'm really happy. I didn't think he'd be able to implement this style so quickly, but he's gone above and beyond expectations. The problem with that is when you set those expectations, people are waiting to knock you off them. So for me, people, knock yourselves out. We're going to win the league. You can say what you want. I'm going to stay a bit grounded down here. I want to see what happens when we get into that December period. 7 games in 28 days. We won't have experienced that under Ange with this lightweight squad. Can Maddison, can Son, can Romero, can Van der Ven, Udogie, Basuma, can these players constantly play every game? What happens when you have to swap 3 or 4 of them out? So we're going to find out. These are positives for us to find out. We know we need reinforcements. We knew it wasn't going to happen in one window. So far, absolutely brilliant. Palace away, Tough game. Go there and win. Things start looking very interesting. But let's keep our feet on the ground. Let's get to Friday night. Let's get that win and get ourselves 5 points clear going into the Chelsea game. Obviously, I know everyone's got to play at the weekend. So for me, I think Spurs will finish 4th or 5th. I just think the quality of the other clubs and the depth will show as the season goes on. But I do think we can finish 4th or 5th. However, Postecoglou's come in, a breath of fresh air, blown everyone out the water, got the fans happy again, got us playing some football. But again, he's a perfectionist. If he's allowed to say it's not all sunshine and roses, then so are fans. So, feet on the ground for me. I'll let everyone else do the getting carried away. I'll keep my feet on the ground. We move to Crystal Palace, then for Chelsea. Take care, everyone. Let me know your thoughts on last night's games. Who played well? Special shout-outs for me. I thought Son and Maddison were excellent. I thought Romero was absolutely sublime at the back as well. So let me know who you thought played well, who didn't, who needs to improve. And I'll speak to you soon. Please like, please subscribe. And as always, come on, you Spurs.